Witnessing interparental conflict can activate a child's SDS, self-defense system, which inhibits their approach systems. This is something that I've posted quite regularly about on my Facebook page. So I'm going to read a little bit of my research to you. According to emotional security theory, when a child witnesses interparental conflict that is not resolved in a healthy manner, their SDS, self-defense system, is activated. It's like switching on. The SDS system, self-defense system, is designed to protect you. You have an SDS system. I have an SDS system. But you also have approach systems, and your child has approach systems. There are 3 approach systems. Number 1 is the exploration system. It helps them to master the physical world. That requires an open mind and peace and a sense of safety in order to explore. When your SDS system is activated, you're in fight, flight, freeze. Your approach system, your ability to think critically and reasonably, logically, is inhibited. They are unable to explore ideas or explore new things or new concepts because their SDS system is activated and it's taking over. Number 2 of their approach system that gets inhibited, especially when you shame them, is the affiliation system. It helps them form social bonds and a shared identity. So when a child's SDS system is activated, when they're witnessing mom and dad screaming at each other constantly, or mom and dad is constantly shaming them and telling them what a bad person that they think they are on a daily basis for just having normal behavioral traits that any child goes through, their affiliation system helps them form social bonds and a shared identity. And they are going to start withdrawing from you. They will start shutting down rather than coming to you and approaching you. That is inhibited. So they're going to be withdrawing and backing away from you. It's going to raise their anger and their rage levels as well. And you're going to see worse behavior. So number 3 of their approach system is the caregiving system. It helps them to form an empathetic response to the suffering of others. Wow. Think about that when you read the comments on any given social media and you have a look at the person's profile and you see they're an adult and usually they have children. So 3 approach systems that are inhibited when children repeatedly witness screaming and shouting and fighting and stress from their parents, or they're being shamed by their parents, is exploration system, affiliation system, and the caregiving system that helps them to form empathy for others. That's inhibited. Their ability to empathize with others is inhibited. But do you know what's activated? Apathy. Apathy is what we see all over the social media nowadays. An apathetic response. I saw a video the other day, and it doesn't matter whether or not these people staged it. It didn't look staged to me, but the response to it was, wow, incredible. What I saw is a young woman and a young man. They're both married. She's pregnant. She went to make a cake and she botched the cake. Basically, it was a gender reveal cake. She knew the gender. They don't have any support system. She wanted to do that for her husband and really surprise him and film it so they could show their child when the child is old enough to appreciate it, maybe like on a birthday or something, and say, look how much your parents wanted you and loved you. So they went to cut into the cake. They were supposed to reveal a blue color, but instead it was green because she used yellow cake and blue dye. And in the baking process, it turned green. And because she's pregnant and she was very disappointed, she put all her heart and soul into it to please her husband and to make something really special for both of them. And she felt that it was ruined. She broke down in tears just a very short while. And the comments, oh, wow. I can tell that their approach systems are inhibited. They severely lack the caregiving system that helps them form an empathetic response to the suffering of others. So when we witness other people suffering, she was suffering in some way. Doesn't matter if it's not our level of suffering. Empathy doesn't say, oh, I am not going to have empathy towards you because I don't get it. No, empathy steps outside yourself. Say, you know what? Maybe that's how I would not have reacted that way. That's okay. I can tell that this issue is important to her. I can tell that this situation affected her. And that's when the caregiving system is activated. But when your child witnesses screaming, shouting, and you constantly shame them, their caregiving system, their ability to form reason and empathy to the suffering of others is inhibited, and it will stay inhibited. And their brains is growing up on that. Imagine the kind of adults they're going to be when they grow up. Wow, we're already seeing so much of that. So what is going to change? Well, the root starts with you. You are the root. You are the change. If you want change, you be the change. You become victorious in your parenting. You up your skills. You raise your standards. You're saying, you know what? This childhood trauma, it stops and it ends with me. I'm not going to allow another generation to suffer the way that I suffered. I'm going to end that right now. I am going to raise my game. I am going to be better than I was yesterday. And I'm going to do everything in my power to raise my child and to become victorious in my parenting. So my child will look at me with honor, with respect, and not fear or disgust. My child will be able to have a great caregiving system where they can form an empathetic response to the suffering of others. Because happiness comes from achieving your goals. And in our world, achieving your goals comes from serving others. If you don't have the ability to serve others, you will become a narcissist. You will become extremely entitled. You will always feel that you're behind in life, that you're not achieving what you want to achieve, because our goals are realized when we work together as a community and we serve others. And in order to serve others, we need to be able to form empathetic responses to the suffering of others, and not apathy, not rage, not entitlement, and not narcissism. So if you're scared your child's going to turn out a narcissist, stop shaming them, stop having adult conversations around them, stop screaming and shouting, start learning how to regulate your emotions, start at the root. You're the root, and you can become victorious in your parenting. I was abused as a child. I became a mother when I was 21. I had no idea what I was doing. I worked it out step by step, and I've accumulated all the resources from not just being a parent of 22 years, but also a former teacher on victoriousparenting.com. So if you want to become victorious in your parenting,